Hello everyone, and welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm your host Adrian, and today we're diving into yet another wild piece of royal spin. Once again, the British tabloids are trying their very best to paint Meghan Markle as paranoid, insecure, and fearful. This time about Prince Harry's recent reunion with his father, King Charles. They want you to believe Meghan is terrified of losing her husband to the royals. But as always, the truth is far from the clickbait. So let's get into it and break down what's really happening here. But are we reading truth or just another tabloid fantasy? As someone who has closely followed their journey, I know the answer is really simple. Lately the noise has grown louder, the stories bolder, and the real people behind the headlines are lost. Let's take a step back, let's clear away the confusion and look at what truly matters, their story, not the one invented by the press. It's easy to get swept up in gossip, but beneath the sensational headlines we find a couple who've overcome more than most could ever imagine. Their journey is not just about survival, it's about love, resilience, and the courage to live authentically. Today, let's talk about Meghan and Harry's truth, the one buried by the tabloids but shining bright in real life. Let's break down the latest claims, see the tactics at play, and finally give credit to the strength and unity of Meghan and Harry. Recently, a wave of headlines claimed Meghan was terrified about Harry's reunion with King Charles. The stories painted a picture of jealousy and anxiety. But let's pause and ask, where is the evidence? These pieces rely on unnamed sources and supposed insiders. Facts are replaced by speculation, and emotion is twisted to fit a narrative. It's easy to see why this story sells. The press loves conflict. They want us to believe that Meghan is threatened by Harry's bond with his family. But the truth is, Harry's relationship with his father is important to both Harry and Meghan. There is no credible proof to suggest Meghan is fearful or insecure. When we look closer, we find something different. Meghan has always spoken about the importance of family, even through difficult times. Instead of insecurity, we see support. Instead of jealousy, we see understanding. The media's portrayal is not only misleading, it is unfair. It simplifies complex feelings and relationships to create drama where there is none. Life in California has not been an escape for Meghan and Harry. It has been an opportunity to build something new. They face real struggles, privacy invasion, legal battles, and the pressure of public expectation. Yet they stand together, stronger with every challenge. Their home is a sanctuary. Surrounded by nature, their children Archie and Lilibet play freely. Meghan and Harry have forged careers based on service, advocacy, and creativity. They have chosen to write their own story far from the palace walls. The couple has weathered storms before, relentless press scrutiny, family rifts, and even threats to their safety. Every time, they have emerged more united. Their resilience comes not just from love, but from a shared vision for their family's future. This is the truth the tabloids ignore. Behind the headlines you find a family determined to thrive, together, always. Tabloid stories about Meghan follow a predictable pattern. She is cast as the outsider, the troublemaker, the one to blame for every royal drama. These narratives are built on stereotypes and old prejudices. They ignore her achievements, her charity work, and her resilience. Why does this happen? It's simple. Outrage sells. Newspapers and websites need clicks. They create villains and heroes to keep readers engaged. Meghan's confidence is painted as arrogance. Her privacy becomes secrecy. Even her silence is criticized. This negativity has real consequences. It fuels online hate. It distorts public opinion. It makes it harder for Meghan and for anyone who dares to be different to simply live in peace. It's time to recognize these tactics for what they are. A business model built on tearing people down, not telling the truth. Despite relentless attacks, Meghan has always encouraged Harry's family relationships. She knows just how much Harry values his bond with his father and brother. When Harry visited King Charles after the King's cancer diagnosis, Meghan offered nothing but support. The tabloids, want us to believe she is a barrier between father and son. But those close to the couple see the truth. Meghan never stood in the way of reconciliation. She understands that healing family wounds is a long process. and she respects Harry's choices. Instead of fueling drama, Meghan has chosen grace and dignity. She stays focused on her children and the work she loves. When it comes to Harry's connections, she wants what is best for him, always. This reality is rarely reported, yet it reveals a woman of strength, empathy and maturity, qualities the tabloids often ignore. The intersection of palace politics and tabloid headlines is no accident. For decades, royal households have used the press to shift blame and manage scandals. When tensions rise, Meghan becomes an easy target. She is new, different, and outspoken. That makes her vulnerable. In many cases, negative stories are leaked to distract from difficult truths inside the palace. Meghan's name is used to deflect attention, to protect reputations, and to maintain the status quo. This game of blame has real consequences for her well-being and her family. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. It shows us that the problem isn't Meghan herself, but a much bigger system. A system that values tradition over truth and spectacle over humanity. By recognizing these tactics, we can start to see the truth behind the headlines and offer empathy to those who suffer because of them. While Meghan is villainized, Prince William is often portrayed as the steady, reliable future king. Stories frame him as the calm leader, while Harry is cast as the rebellious brother. This contrast is no accident. It serves the monarchy's image and keeps old traditions alive. Yet the reality is more complicated. Harry and Meghan's choices are about freedom, not rebellion. They seek space to be themselves, to raise their children as they see fit. William's role is different, but that doesn't make Harry and Meghan wrong. The media's black and white stories ignore the shades of grey. They pit brother against brother, wife against wife. But real life is richer, full of love, hurt and growth. When we look past the headlines, we see two families trying to find their way. There is no villain, just people doing their best. Through every challenge, Meghan and Harry have shown remarkable resilience. They have faced judgment, exclusion and cruelty, yet they remain united. Their love is not a fairy tale. It is forged in the fire of adversity. It is time to reject the false stories. The real Meghan and Harry are partners in every sense. They support each other through the hardest days and celebrate the best ones side by side. Their truth is stronger than any tabloid spin. We owe it to them and to ourselves to see past the noise, to recognize courage, not controversy. That's all for today's episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. And let me know in the comments. Do you believe Meghan is the one worried here, or is it really the palace and the press who are worried about losing control of Harry? Until next time, I'm Adrian, reminding you, don't buy the spin. Stick with the truth.